How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Welcome to the I don't know what it's called, the podcast,
The Pathfinder
the
cast,
the
something like.
Find Your Path cast.
Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Find Your Path cast. Something like that. I'm not sure, but it'll be something along those lines.
this sounds cool. Yeah.
So I wanted to have you on because we talk about some super high level shit just on a regular basis.
Mm.
I know right now you're on a 2-day fast, so
Yeah, my brain is a little fatigued here, so if I am slow responding to some things, it's because I need fuel. But
we're getting
it's
there.
it's good.
You're almost done.
Yeah,
And you lasted longer than I did.
I got like 10 hours left or something like
10
that.
hours?
Wait, what time is it? It's like 1,
It's like, I don't know, yeah, 12.
12. Yeah. So at 1 o'clock I'll have 10 hours left.
Oh, you're almost there.
But I feel like I might want to eat, like I was telling you, might want to eat dinner at like 6 o'clock instead of
Yeah.
like going all the way to 11.
That's
And then I'm
still-
like, shit, what do I eat at 11 p.m.? I'm
Yeah.
not going to be
Can
like,
meal
Nicole,
prep it.
make me a steak dinner right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you lasted longer than I did, so that's pretty gangster. I was just like caved at like 34 hours. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I got a bunch of shit I got to do today.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just going to eat.
Did you notice like any like benefits though, as far as like your feeling or your mood or like your gut health or anything?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I flushed everything out. Like I had some solid dookies.
Yeah.
And then I don't feel like the only thing I feel like if I would have kept going with it, like one major probably benefit is that I really felt like my body and my mind started to separate, where I was like more observing my body and like environment more than like being in it.
Yeah.
So I noticed that was probably like the biggest, craziest effect. I felt my muscles, like we were talking, I felt super sore. Like going up and down the stairs was like crucial. And then after I ate, even then my legs felt like super sore, like I had just worked out or something.
Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I feel like you said, like it's almost like, yeah, your brain starts to separate from your body, like maybe because like you're not doing things like when you eat food, that's like a super almost like grounding like
Right.
human thing, like to like indulge in food, and then like you're not doing that, and like your brain almost has to disconnect from what you're feeling in order to handle it, and like that you're like doing it for a benefit and stuff, so you just keep going with your brain power.
Yeah.
Not your body's
Yeah.
like, fuck you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
um
Yeah, you have the built-in neural pathways to like just go for food. It's like automatic body response. Your body's trying to like get you to eat the shit without even thinking about it, which is crazy that you have those like built-in neural pathways that you're not even like aware of really.
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, we both have young children right now. Like you see them, those pathways almost being built like in real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now, we're like really trying to get Astrid to eat like more solid foods and like no bottle or anything like that. Like that's where she should be according to whatever.
Right. According to that.
But it's like not there yet. It's not like in her routine. Like she like doesn't care about it. She's
Just like, what is this?
yeah. Like literally throws it on the floor.
Yeah,
Like she's in her
I
high
remember
chair with
that.
her mac and cheese or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
she's just throwing it on the floor, feeding it to the dogs, and we're like, all right, like.
Oh yeah.
Can't like force
dogs.
feed you. Yeah,
I
that's a
forgot.
whole thing.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Lola would love the dogs. She tries to like feed the cat all the time.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
some things that the cat will eat, like fish. So like if she's like trying to feed him salmon, she's like
Right,
eats it. He's like,
scarfs
oh,
it
the
out.
cat eat it. It's so funny.
That is funny.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy seeing a child develop. It's been a pretty nuts thing.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about being a dad so far?
Shit. I don't know. Just having fun, like seeing things from like her perspective, and then also I was just talking to Mikey's mom about this. Is like, I need to like look at myself the way my daughter looks at me, and I would be like a superhero for everybody.
Yeah.
Because to her, I'm like the strongest, smartest, funniest, best person in the world, maybe aside from her mom. So
Right.
like, if I like look at myself the way she looks at me, like, and I carry myself like that for everyone, like I would be a superhuman. So, yeah, just that. the way she looks at me and stuff, and having fun with her, and then seeing her develop and say things like, I'm like, yo, where did you learn that from? But it's obviously from one of us. Like, she'll say, it's so funny. She'll just go like, so the brand
The
hit me
brand?
up,
Oh my god.
products. I'm gonna text him. Like,
Oh,
she'll just
no.
say that. Like, it's so funny.
That's awesome though.
Just
Teaching her
like
young.
random things she says.
I mean, that's like a great, role model to have though, you know what I mean? Like at least she's not around like
yeah.
think about what some people's lives are with their children or
Yeah,
like
what they're saying.
repeating and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Brands.
so
I'm gonna
the
text her. That's
brands.
so funny.
Yeah, she'll say so
Close
funny
the
stuff.
deal.
Yeah, she'll say that. Lots of money coming in.
That's funny.
Just like, that's cool. Yeah, so that's been fun. What about you? What's your favorite part about being a dad?
Man, a lot of things for sure. Cause like, I don't know. It's a whole new experience. Like I mean, as a first time father, you, me both. Like I'm sure you know, it's like a whole new world that you're entering. You have a whole, you have a soul that you're like
Yeah.
trying to take care of and like make sure that the body is living and that their like brains are like fed, good healthy
Right.
things and like, I don't know. So it makes you look at life like a lot differently. And I think like take things more seriously as far as like, I don't know. Like now now it's not even just yourself that you're taking care of. It's like this thing depends on you, and if you don't, do what you're supposed to do, the thing won't have what it needs, and it's like a lot of responsibility in that sense, in a good way. Like I think, and as well as just like, it's making me like respect. I think there was like, in a sense, like I had like an annoyance with kids like before, like
Yeah.
little kids like coming up to you and like pulling on your shit and like you're like, what are you doing, kid? Like,
Yeah.
quit like messing with me and like or like you'll walk into somebody's house and like a 3-year-old will walk up to you with like a chip
Yeah.
and like be
Trying to
like,
give it to you.
try to give it to you and
Eat it.
like like but now like before that would have maybe like it wouldn't annoy me. I'm not like a evil person or anything, but it would have like would have made me feel different, you know what I mean, than it does now. Now I see it as like this little thing that is just learning the world around them, and they like know that that's like a good thing. It's like
they're trying to hook you up, bro.
Yeah.
They're trying to hook you up.
They're looking out for you, trying to feed you something. So that's super cool. It's just like super perspective changing, and like you said, the love that you get from them, like the smile on my daughter's face is like a killer for me. Like I literally say all the time, like I would literally like. And the FBI, like, don't worry about what I'm about to say, but I would do some horrendous things to see my daughter smile. Like, that fills me with so much joy. Her little laugh, and then she's got, like, her two top teeth and her two bottom teeth. So she smiles wide as shit, and it's just, like, she looks like a hippo.
Like a bunny?
Yeah, like a bunny or something. Like, it's hilarious.
That's funny.
Like, nothing makes me feel, I don't know, like, it's like a warm hug. It's like the love that we like missed out from our parents or something, you know what I mean? Like you feel that again. Like
that's a good way to put it. Yeah, just like unconditional, pure love with like no judgment or anything. They just love you, and it's just like such a vessel for love. And that's cool too, because like whatever, like however business is, like I used to be really emotionally attached to that, like the ups and the downs and stuff, but like now it's like the world could be setting on fire and the ups and the downs, and then like I kind of separate from that and just have like a good time with the girls and stuff. So it's like not it's really healthy. It keeps me way more balanced, and puts perspective into your life too, for sure, like what the important things are, like just their health and being happy and being able to eat food and stuff. Some things, like, kids aren't healthy or whatever the case may be, and so it's just a huge blessing to have them being healthy and being a part
be
of
able
your
to
life
provide for them and
all of that. So
do you have any like struggles balancing that work life? You're just maintaining that balance?
I think that's a great question. I think that like I do pretty good now. As far as like I'm fortunate enough to, like, when I do have a lot of work to do, like edits or whatever, at least you're home, you know what I mean? And the girls could come and jump on you or whatever. So that's kind of cool. And And then the days that I do have a lot of shoots, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty balanced now, thankfully, that like I feel like I'm home with the family a lot more than I am at work. But vice versa, I feel like if I put that more energy into work, I would have bigger financial gains. But at the end of the day, like I've seen a lot of things like people that come to their end of their lives, like Steve Jobs or whatever, or Andrew Carnegie, anybody who was like super duper wealthy, they always are like, I wish I would have spent more time with my family. So it's got to be like a good balance of it. Like it's super important to have money, and I think it's even more important to have unlimited money. But I think that there's like a balance where like you have to enjoy the money and the family, because otherwise, like, what's the point? It's just like you're just working and you're just like doing things.
Yeah, no
you
one
know
to
what I mean?
enjoy it with. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point really. So I think like that's kind of like where my balance is like maybe I could be way 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 more successful financially or whatever if I spent way more time on the business than with the family, but I enjoy my quality of life and my life is really dope, so I'm just grateful for that.
Yeah, that's what's important for sure.
So yeah, yeah, it's a slow grow, but I think everything's all right, and I'm grateful, and I like my life. So
Yeah.
like, you know, but when things are like, Judy's pretty cool about like when I'm like, yo, I need to really focus on this and like pull some shit through. So like, can I have some time or whatever? She's really cool about like giving me the time I need to go do the stuff and create the results and stuff. So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you felt with like working the family?
I mean, same kind of thing. Like, it's super cool, you know, being able to work from home and like be there. I know Nicole's like super grateful for that. Like, you know, just not having. I know a lot of. I mean, sometimes even the women, the mother has to go to work and they have to get a babysitter and like, you know, so it's a super big blessing to be able to be home all the time and like, you know, be able to spend time with them and like not miss those moments, eat dinner, you know, eat breakfast, and like I hear her like laughing or having a good time like in the living room, and I'll like, all right, hold on,
Yeah,
like, I'll run out there real
I'll
quick
do that
and like
too.
go join, you know,
See what's going on.
yeah, what growth is taking place right now. Yeah, so I think that I've definitely done a good job, I guess, like balancing, you know, work and life, family things. I like what you said too, like about all the successful people that, yeah, like that I feel like is something that's like not talked about as much when it comes to like even entrepreneurship or like self-development. Like it's like we all have like the money goal, like that's what we're thinking about, you know what I mean? And it's obviously about vibration and more than just like money, right? Like it's just feeling good. We just want to be happy. That's what life is, you
ultimately,
know?
Yeah, that's right.
But that's a huge part of it, you know what I mean? That might not get as much attention as like we're also money driven, you know what I mean? And yeah, no, I'm just super grateful for sure to be able to just be there as much as I can and not have to go work a 9 to 5 all the time and then be gone, you know, 40 hours a week and not be able to spend all the, like we said, like the little moments with them. And I'm definitely
there are like times when there's a couple things that I wanted to touch base on, but like there are times when you know, in business there's way ups and way downs, and when I see like a downward trajectory and I'm like, well shit, dude, I guess I could always just get a job or whatever. But then I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like 40 hours in a whole week, like, and then for like if you get a decent job, like $25 an hour or something, that's like only like $2,000 or something for 40 hours in a whole week.
Yeah.
That's nuts. When you could just go do a you know, one video for $2,000 and like, you know what I mean? It's like an 8-hour day and you got the whole rest of the day with the family. So like, and not that like it's bad to like go get a $25 an hour job if like
do what you have to do,
right? Always, if your skill set is in that space and that's what you have to do to create value for somebody, to generate revenue, to, you know, sustain your life and stuff, like that's what you got to do. And I would encourage everyone, there's a level of like self-development and growth that it takes to be able to create that much value where you can make $2,000 in an 8-hour period and or whatever or more. There's people that make like, you know, $10 million in 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's just the skills and, like you said, the energy the belief that you're able to develop and then use your skills to create value for people. So yeah, so I think back to what you said is like the energy of creating money or success or whatever has a big thing because humans really made up money. It wasn't like
Yeah.
around before, you know what I mean? So like if you took money away, you would still probably have that really strong creative energy to be able to create your desired outcome
Right.
on whatever, and that's a skill to be able to shape that.
Do you think it would be that way, or do you think that same energy would be spent like trying to barter for like the next thing? Because if you think about it, before they made money and stuff, like people were still like farming, and like that was like the
Yeah,
what they're worrying about. It's like, oh shit, we're
I
not
gotta
gonna
get
have
food.
enough food for the winter, and our
Yeah.
crops are dying, and like we got all these pests, and like, do you think that like we would
My bad.
no, you're gonna with
Like if money was taken
yeah,
away.
if money. I think if money was taken away, it would inevitably come back. You know what I mean? In some shape or fashion. At least like with, unless like our whole society was
Like
wiped out
changed
and like
or
completely like changed. Like I think that we would come up with some sort of tender or something like that. Probably,
currency.
yeah, currency.
Yeah, and trading, like bartering, like you said,
Yeah,
goods.
but I think that's probably where our time would maybe
Well,
even
then
be
it just
spent, right?
depends though. Like if you're talking about the same world that we live in as like a three-dimensional creature, which we need to eat and like drink water and stuff, and we need have our needs. But if it wasn't that type of world, like where we didn't have to eat or whatever, and then like then it would be different because it's like what do you if you don't need to eat and you don't have physical needs, and there's no money but you wanted to create things like what would you create, would you be a
Right.
star like or like you know what I mean like you
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think like based on our current situation, if money was taken out there would be like some sort of value exchange, based on like whatever your needs are wherever you are in the world, whether it's
Yeah.
like food, water,
Or
shelter,
gold even, or like
gold,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
diamonds. I feel like those things will always hold value. um but yeah, and then but ultimately like the type of person like a successful person quote unquote would figure out how to leverage everything to that's what I think success. What I think is being able to have anything you desire and then just figuring out how to do it, like figuring out how to leverage whatever your skills talents are to have your desired outcome and create whatever you want. So like
Yeah.
because we're creators as like this is a really dope thing I just learned is like, well, I feel like I've heard it, but I've like really been studying it. Is like we're all really just God divided, experiencing it ourselves. So like, if we're God divided, that means we have all the same powers as God, and God is a creator, right? He created all the things, and so we're here to create and expand and experience. So, um, I think that's what a quote unquote successful person is someone that can create and experience their
Right. No
desired
matter
outcome.
what the
The
state
situation,
of the world is. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. With money,
without money,
bartering for
whatever.
yeah. Yeah. I hear you 100%. Yeah, because that's probably what it was back then, right? It was like that was what success was having your
A whole
farm with your
farm.
like 12 kids, and
Yeah,
like
working that shit.
yeah, like you guys are just maintaining like this lifestyle and are fully self-sustaining, and now it's like we almost have to like depend on like other sources for that, and that's why like we talked about people get so obsessed with money. I know I am in a sense. um, and yeah, it would just be interesting to see like in an apocalyptic world, like
Just a
how
whole
generous would
reset.
people be? Like how, will we go back to farming and this and that, or would there be some sort of weird,
Savagery.
yeah,
Some
savagery, or like
what do they call it?
another takeover, like some government like tries to form itself, or
What's the word? Not debauchery. Fuck, there's a word. Savage, like fuck, I don't remember.
savage is a good word.
Savagery.
Yeah, yeah.
Not debauchery. Fuck, what's the word? I don't know. Whatever.
But yeah, no, but then it would still just come down to maintaining the best vibration and manifesting whatever it is that you want in your life, and that at that point it may be food for your family or like whatever. It's not like we're chasing this thing to get these all these other things. It's like you can just go straight to like the source
Yeah.
almost, you know what I mean?
That would be kind of crazy. Like, yeah, the same universal laws would apply in a apocalyptic state. So,
Right.
like, yeah, technically, if you felt good, you had faith, and you believed, and you did good, then all good things would happen to you, and you would be able to create your desired outcome, whatever that may be. If it was just like you said, like surviving or getting food or
Yeah.
finding shelter or being safe or whatever. But then if you experienced fear, then you would get the fear-based outcome of like getting your head chopped off,
Right, yeah.
or something like that.
Running into famine.
Yeah. Which is crazy to like one. That's a dude. I wish I could remember it word for word, but it was talking about like what faith is. Faith is the conviction of your thought for it to like manifest or whatever. So like it's like when you have a desire and you have so much faith that like in your mind it's convicted like, oh, that's gonna happen. So you then it like your brain and like your subconscious and your universe like starts shifting around that, because in your mind you've already accepted the conviction of that thought, and that's what faith is. So you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I have faith it's going to work out. Whatever. You don't even have to say faith. It's just like you believe it so deeply to your core that your subconscious starts attracting things or whatever into your life to materialize the desired outcome.
Yeah.
Which was a really dope.
Even just your actions, like we were talking about opportunity and stuff like that. Like when you really believe something is going to happen, you look for ways for that to happen. If you're thinking to yourself like, oh, this thing's going to be really hard, then like you're just naturally going to look for ways that it's really hard. But if you truly believe it on the inside, you're going to look at every single opportunity, every person you meet, like you got to go to the gas station. Oh, you might meet somebody in there that's going to make you $1 million.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And jumping on every single opportunity. And that's when it comes into like, you know, the self-development and just like being, you know, super confident and like, you know, just being your best self. So when you're in those places and you're in those opportunities, you can execute and actually get the fruit from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so all of that is crucial, is like being aware, because some people are not self-aware or aware of their surroundings. Like you could just, be in a gas station. Someone's like, oh, my video guy canceled. Fuck, what am I going to do? And then you got to be like, yo, what's up, bro?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here.
Opportunity.
I'm here. What do you need?
Yeah,
He's like, oh, I work for Amazon. You're like, oh, 250,000.
Cool.
Let's run it.
Run
like,
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Bezos' personal assistant.
Right,
a
there we
commercial
go.
on a yacht. Bet.
And like maybe the chances of that happening are slim, but if you don't think that that's going to happen at all, it's zero.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing too, is if you're vibrating and expecting a big thing, or if you're talking about money specifically, like if you're expecting like a big opportunity, like a 200,000 or a six-figure, it could be more than $200,000 opportunity. If you're just expecting a big lump sum of cash coming in and you just don't know how, but you're open to however it may happen, you have no idea. Like, I love this quote, and it's like, you're not that smart. You're not smart enough to figure out how it's going to happen or what the best thing for you or what is the most convenient. Because, like, there might be something that's like, okay, yeah, here's $200,000, but you have to, like, sacrifice your left leg or something. Right. You're like, I don't know if I want to do that. But it could be like, oh, here's $200,000. It's just for a video production or something, you know? So, like,
I actually just shared this video earlier. I don't know if you've seen it.
On your story? Or?
Yeah. Look, this is something. So it's the red car theory, right?
Theory. Have you heard about that before?
Never heard it.
Okay, so have you seen any red cars today on the way here?
I probably did, but no.
Probably,
yeah.
Right. Now, if you were leaving your house and before you got on the road, I would have told you, for every red car you notice, I will give you $50. Would you know how many red cars you've seen on the way?
I'll look for red cars.
Exactly. That's how luck works, and that's how the opportunities work.
Yeah.
You go through life and you're not looking and you're not aware. They're just passing by and you don't even notice. So anything, it can turn into opportunity, but you have to be aware and you have to keep looking.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So maybe you can put it up on the thing, right? But that's like that whole concept. If you're not looking for the opportunity, if you think it doesn't exist, you think you're not capable of it, you think the universe isn't going to give it to you, you don't deserve it, whatever the fuck it is, it's not going to come. You're going to like align with that, and that's what the universe is going to give you, and that's just how it works. And
that's how it works, bro. That's 100% how it works, honestly. And
And not
people
even on like a like mystical world realm thing. Like that's just like logical what makes sense, you know what I mean? Like on this physical realm, if you don't take the action to like do a thing, or like you're not like in that like headspace, like it's not going to get executed, or you know what I mean? It's not like this like super far out thought that like, or concept that like, you know, normal people couldn't grasp. Like it's simple, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
it
it's
is so simple.
yeah.
And it's like the thing is, it's so simple that people want to like scrutinize it or feel a way about it or be like, oh, whatever. But like I look at life as a whole experiment. Like just like the
Yeah.
fasting thing, like
Yeah.
just try it out, see what happens, see how
Right.
it feels. Like try something, do this, do something different, see what the results are. Like everything is an experiment. Like don't be afraid to like just try shit. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because again, it's like you never know what thing is gonna like take you to the next level, and like whatever, you know. For example, like with me doing music, like I started out doing, I actually started out a skateboarder, and then that's what I wanted to do with life, and then I
Yeah.
was like, all right, well, now I don't want to fall, like, and I'm scared of that, so I became, I loved music, so I was an artist, right, and I learned that music videos are really expensive. You have to make your own content. You know, that includes graphic design for your album art, just for content to post, music videos, like everything, you know, takes like multimedia stuff. So I just started dabbling in that world, taking a chance, like, fuck it, I'm just going to shoot a video for myself.
Right.
And eventually I got really good at it. And then I was like, you know, I had friends or whatever around me that wanted those services, whether it was engineering, you know, album art, music videos, whatever. And I was like, whoa, I can make money off of this as well. And I never worked like I worked jobs when I was like young, but for the most part, like I was just like an idiot, like trapping and like doing dumb
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like that's how I got by. So this was like the new trapping. Like now I'm
Yeah.
trapping my
Art.
services. Yeah, my
Yeah.
art, my engineering, my, like, again, all these different things. And now the video stuff, that's how we are connected. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As it was kind of on a music tip before, and that's how we connected
Yeah.
initially. But now it's been like, you know, this whole other thing, and the opportunities that like, and knowledge, and like the path that I'm on now because of video ultimately, like, which is this thing that I took a chance on trying it out. Like I knew I liked doing the stuff when I was younger, just like making little skateboard videos or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And now that is what I do for a living, and it gives
Yeah.
me the ability to stay home, like we were talking about, with the girl and the daughter, and just chill. Like it's I don't know, gives you like more value, because especially with myself, like again, I wasn't working jobs, so like all the income that I was getting was from music features and royalties, and then I like sold like half my catalog, so I'm basically getting like no royalties at this point.
Yeah.
They're getting all the royalties, and to put food on the table immediately, I have this other skill, and that could be anything. Like I feel like there's different versions of it for every niche. Like somebody could be, you know, working at a restaurant and they're the busser or something like that, and like the owner's like, man, we really need our social media to be good, and it's just some
Right.
kid and he uses TikTok, and he's like, oh, well, I think I could be successful with this. And he
Right.
goes out on a limb and is like, hey, I could do this for you, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I know TikTok. I've been around, like, I've been around it since it came out. You know what I mean? I'm in
Yeah.
that generation of people. And let's, you know, try it out. And you never know. They could be super successful at it and learn a whole new skill just because, like, they were in the right place at the right time. And, like, again, not afraid to jump on opportunities when they seen them.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just crazy. You never know where things will lead you.
Now, yeah, more than ever, you could make money doing anything.
Yeah.
Like literally anything. There's so many avenues, but I think that that's a con. There's pros and cons. Like one, you just have to commit to something and do it. Like I was having this talk with Judy's mom's a realtor, and we went to that class or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were telling her about it, and she's like, what do you think? Whatever, maybe she's trying to like sell Judy on doing commercial real estate as like an agent.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, dude, really? You could just be successful at anything. Like, if you just pick this thing and then you commit to it and you put all your energy and effort and shit up just
Yeah.
in that thing, you're gonna get results. Like, I mean, it's the thing is people think it's gonna be overnight nowadays and shit. Like, but
Yeah,
there's no way. It takes time. You just have to be in that space, creating value, doing shit, shaking trees, doing whatever you can, and something will happen. So like, if you however much energy, it's like anything else. You could pick any single thing, commit all your energy into it, and you will reap the fruits. But it, like, the problem is that there's so much shit. People are like, oh, I'm going to do fucking Amazon FBA today, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to do fucking podcasting tomorrow, and then I'm going to do fucking real estate, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then they never, like, really commit to a whole thing. Like Pathfinder or the video thing, too, it's like, I've done a ton of ventures. Like, I've sold jewelry, I've done eBay, flipped watches, fucking...
You've had your own version of what you were just talking about.
Yeah, the same shit. There's like, I'm thinking the grass is greener on the other side or whatever. And I've always made a little bread here and there, but this, like, production company has just always been the, like, flagship. And I'm like, why am I spending all this energy on all this other bullshit? Like, let me double down on this and see how to expand this. Because I think now, especially, people get bored within their own, like, field. I know, I guess I do too. That's why I'm like always trying different shit just as an experiment. But
and like you said, it does seem like the grass is always greener on the other side. One thing that I hear people say that makes me realize that they haven't actually like taken a real journey into like any of their own things is when it's like some average guy and he's like, yeah, well, they say you need 6 incomes to be rich or something like that. And I'm like, or 6 sources of income. And I'm like, dude, like a lot of like the real billionaires and rich people do is they focus on one thing and they master that and they make it successful and then they have their 6 sources of income, you know what I mean? That's how they invest and stuff like that. Because you're right, like it's super easy, I think, especially with how Instagram and social media is. You're constantly getting videos. This is how I made $10,000 today. This is I wake up and I'll see a video. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, like you said, I'm an Amazon FBA guy, or I'm gonna start making Etsy products, or you know, wholesaling houses, or whatever the fuck it is, you know. So yeah, just like sticking to the one thing and mastering it. And like there was a big realization I had when I was young that kind of like gave me the first like idea of this type of conversation, right? Was like I just like it clicked for me at one point. I'm like, okay, practice makes perfect, right? Like that's like it's a cliche, but it's like a real saying. Like people that play basketball and like you know, skateboarders like Nyjah Houston, like he's been skating since he was like 6 or 5 or something like that, and like getting drilled with it. You know, there's all sorts of people that, you know, have been doing their professions since they were a kid. You know what I mean? Practice makes perfect. It's a simple concept, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, then that means that I have the ability to like literally practice anything, get good at it, and then like, you know, become a professional at whatever it is.
10,000 hours.
Yeah, put your 10,000 hours in.
That's all. Yeah.
And I think that like, yeah, it's like definitely easy to give up on ideas or, you know, new endeavors when it doesn't immediately pay off, just because there's a lot of shiny things being flashed in our faces, and it's just like sometimes you get imposter syndrome. Like you might be like, oh, like, yeah, I was stupid for even thinking I could do that. But if you just took more time, you never know. The next call you made, the next post that you made could have been the thing that made you realize, oh, shit, this is cool and I'm actually getting somewhere.
Yeah, the thing too is it fucking sucks. Like doing whatever you choose to commit to, it's never easy. It's not like handed to you. I mean, if you're gonna want to do shit for yourself, like, I mean, you get a high paying job or whatever, and then the shit's there for you. But it sucks, bro. Like, you have to do all the hard shit you don't want to do, like knocking doors. Like, really, like we talked about, it's marketing and sales. Like, you just need to figure out your marketing and your sales. But, like, cold calling, cold reaching out, fucking spending money on ads, marketing.
It
sucks.
Terrible.
It's hard. It's like, one, it's like the fear of rejection. For me, when I first started solar in 2018, when I was actually knocking doors and selling solar, it was so hard on me because I was like, I'm still kind of a level of a people pleaser, and like I need people to like me and shit, and so I was so not, and everyone fucking does like me. I'm pretty cool, like, you know, everyone I meet like likes me. So getting on doors and people being like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, just like all that hate coming at me. I like couldn't take it. I like broke down. I was like, but now also I wasn't as like developed as a person in those days to now. Now I feel like I could take the rejection a lot easier and I'm not afraid of it. I'm almost like, know that you have to go through that to a certain level to get to the other side.
And you have a skill now too that like you apply that same concept to, and it's something that you're passionate about and you care about. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that nobody in like solar like cares about like saving the planet or saving homeowners
solar
money.
Is dope. I mean,
it is. I love the solar industry as far as like the community and etc. But you know, I feel like that is somewhere where you're at an advantage because you get to sell your own product. You're not selling like somebody else's thing that, you know, is their thing. Not that you can't make a bag doing that regardless. Like
that's if you don't have the skill, sell someone else's shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a whole skill in itself. But I think having a skill set that you are already just doing and it's your product, it's you know what I mean? It's a lot more fulfilling, maybe, you know what I mean? That's just me.
Well, now, so like they're like gotten to the, like this, not that I'm at like a major scale or anything, but like it's not really me that I'm selling anymore. It's like you guys, it's everybody. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the service. But I do believe in the content. Like, you know what I mean? I've seen it do a lot of things for a lot of people, and like we're dope at it. So, it's an easy sell for me. Sales is a great skill to learn too. Which you're fucking. We went to the convention and we were knocking some doors too. So that was dope.
Yeah. And it sucked.
It sucks. It's not fun.
But one thing I love hearing people say in this type of conversation is like, what sucks more? You know what I mean? Not having any of the things that you hoped or dreamed for, or going and talking to somebody that doesn't already like have anything or from you and can't take anything away from you, and maybe having an awkward conversation, like getting a no, right? Like, that's not that big of a deal. Like, if you really think about it, you just go about your day.
Yeah, I mean, all it is like the fear of rejection or whatever, or feel, which most people, it's like paralyzing. But, dude, Alex Hormozy, I quote so much Alex Hormozy in my fucking shit I film, but he has this thing he posted, it was so dope. It was like, hey, you want to buy some shit? And someone was like, get the fuck out of here, and close the door. He's like, you're 0% poorer. You're like in the same boat. It's like you're not any less poor because you got to know, like, you know, you have everything to gain for like trying again. Like, okay, on to the next one, try it again.
Yeah.
And so that's how I feel too. Is like, all right, next. There's like, because you're gonna provide value for someone. You know what I mean? You're gonna do some really cool shit for them. So like, if they don't want the value, then you're not the one. Right, you know what I mean? Right. So it's all good. So yeah. I don't know where. So, okay, let's pivot a little. You know who's a really good host is Steve.
Yeah, he's got it. I swear, he's got it all planned out before
he's got it down. Yeah,
his
for real.
intros are on point.
I know. I'm like, I need to.
Shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve, bro. Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
He does.
As a host. Because then we'll get to this like part where we need a segue. I'm like, fuck, what do I ask? What type of question do I ask? Let's segue a little bit. That's his, that's Steve's line. So. Let's pivot a bit. So, Austin, you grew up in Michigan.
Yes,
now you're a videographer. What's the future looking like for you? What are you excited or passionate about for the year coming up?
For the year coming up, I'm super pumped to just, you know, like we've talked about, keep trying new things. And, like, I'm really starting to, like, master kind of, like, my skills as far as, like, just being confident in myself. And, like we say, like we're talking about, not being afraid of rejection and things like that. And like every single time I have a level up in like that type of area, I have a epiphany or whatever, and I'm like, you know, I am the shit, and like people don't really matter or like whatever. I always just like come out more like stronger, and there's like new opportunities coming to me, and it's like, whoa, I just locked in like this next thing, like that's crazy. Like, so I'm just super pumped to see really what the future holds for us. I know that we're about to sell our house, and then we're gonna get 2 or 3 other properties, so we'll have our mortgage being paid off like basically double time, and which will be cool. Adam Webb, which is a client of yours, he actually inspired kind of that thought. I was editing something of his where he just talked about him and his girlfriend had a conversation where they were like, we're gonna take like a 5 year like hiatus from our like lifestyle type of deal. Like any new money that we make, we're gonna invest. We're not gonna go live in the nice neighborhood. We're not gonna go buy the super nice cars. We're gonna stay exactly how we are and just bank all our money. And in 5, 6, 7 years, we're gonna be in a lot better position than we were, and we're still gonna be young as hell.
Yeah.
And that was super inspiring to me. I was like, wow, I
Yeah.
need to do that now. And we have this opportunity here with like the house, because I can like what we know about mind powers and etc. Like I thought that Vegas was kind of coming to Vegas definitely made me realize a lot of the things that it did, but I can take that skill anywhere. You know what I mean? And
100%.
there's nothing saying I can't be here half the time anyway.
Right.
Because especially during the winter, it's gonna be cold as hell in Michigan again.
Yeah.
But I'll be like making passive income, and I'll be like getting myself out of debt faster, and then essentially like that was my idea of like an opportunity that I could jump on right now that I'm just kind of ignoring. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Is that like a 2024 play, you think?
might be sooner than we're thinking.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just because like it really depends on like what the market's doing, and like so we just contacted our realtor that we bought the house from or through, and so she's gonna like giving us like start giving us like an idea of what's going on, and like
See what like it appraises for or whatever?
yeah,
or?
what it appraises for, and like just like get her general. She was super cool. She before we bought the house, she got us into rental properties before that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So like we've been dealing with her for a while, so we've got a pretty good relationship with her. So she'll just kind of like, I don't know, we just want to hear like
Just see
from
see
from the
what it
horse's
is.
mouth like what is going on right now, and
Yeah.
are we gonna be losing like a significant amount of money like
Right.
selling it right now, or like is she seeing like a trend like maybe in 6 months from now,
Yeah.
the prices will go up, real estate in Vegas will go up, or I don't know, just kind of
Yeah.
like depends on
Yeah, no one knows for
what's
sure.
happening, but definitely pretty soon that's gonna happen, and then yeah, I don't know. There's also a lot of opportunity there too, like I don't know, just investing that money elsewhere into some sort of other business, or into the video stuff, or even like I was thinking about getting like buying a party store, like a smoke shop or
Oh,
something like
okay.
that, and then taking like the marketing that they do from out here, like the dispensaries, smoke shops, liquor stores, like Lee's Liquor, Discount Liquor, they do all sorts of crazy shit for marketing. And like,
Do they?
yeah, and they have stores all over the city, like
Yeah,
fucking
they have a lot
everywhere.
of
You know what I
stores.
mean? And like, so I think it was just like that. I don't know. I see the difference in like how people are marketing. Like Vegas is one step ahead of like the Midwest for sure. California
yeah.
as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just, like,
yeah, that's what I noticed for sure. Like, my sister moved to Minnesota for a year, and she's like, bro, like, it's so easy out here as far as like finesse. Like,
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
you can finesse anybody for anything.
Right. So I want to take like those same techniques and things that they're doing, like they're doing like influencer marketing, and like Lee's, they just had. That's why I was with Nelk the other day, because
Yeah.
they were doing a meet and greet there, and like selling Happy Dad and
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and like that type of stuff, that word of mouth. Like now I know Lee's liquor discount. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
never gonna fucking forget them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's I don't know. I want to apply what I learned here, and like do what I see other people not doing, and the opportunities that they're missing out
Yeah.
on, and like apply what I know and what I've learned as far as marketing and content, and just like everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just take that wherever
I
else,
mean-
and then kill everybody else. Like
yeah,
just,
especially
like,
out
super
there
thrive,
for
yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah,
that's kind of like my
dope.
plan for the next year or so, part of it at least, and yeah, just like super excited to see
There you
Astrid.
go.
When Astrid starts talking, like that is something I am super looking forward to. 'Cause she'll say dada and like mama and like little stuff, but she doesn't have a conversation. When you tell me the things that Lola
Yeah.
says, I am absolutely not envious, but in a way, I'm like,
It's-
wow, I'm excited. Like,
Yeah, it's
super
crazy.
fun.
It'll come. They start saying all kinds of stuff. Yeah, like to the point where she has her own ideas and she's starting to make belief stuff. Like her imagination's starting to kick in.
yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
would be super cool. Yeah.
She's like, she'll take like little plates and she's like, one for you, one for you.
Yeah.
You need a napkin? And I'll be like, yeah. She's like, okay, here you go. Or she'll be like, can I see the phone? Or, dude, this is also not a good thing. I feel like I've noticed she does, but she'll
Mhm.
be like, oh, you see that? bird or whatever. I'll be like, yeah. She's like, I'll take a picture of it, and she'll like go like this.
Like on her hand.
Yeah, it's so funny, but it's like, holy crap! I don't think that's like a good neural pathway to build as a.
Yeah.
But that's
It depends on how you look at this
we're
stuff. I
looking
think
at.
like if because you could look at it as a skill, like you know what I mean, like the fact that she's gonna be like she already has that knowledge to be able to do that type of stuff, you know. Because I think I'm watching my mom now try to raise like her stepkids, right? And
Oh
like
really?
now it's like even a further step generation than it was with me, and like we have a lot of misunderstandings with
Yeah.
like how the internet has changed things, and
Right.
she's like, I don't know why he just it's her 17-year-old stepson, right? I don't know why he just plays video games all the time, or like well, he wants to make videos, literally making videos of like his little gaming edits and stuff, and
Oh really?
that's like what he wants to do is be a YouTuber. He looks up to
Yeah.
like those type of people, and like my mom just being old school, she's
Yeah.
like, what is, like you can't do that, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Like
I think
why
you-
what you're just wasting your time, like why are
Yeah.
you doing that? But like, and I don't think that everybody should just spend all their time playing video games, but if you are pursuing something that
Yeah.
like you're passionate about, you do enjoy doing, like nobody wants to go and get a job at Taco Bell at
Right.
17 years old and like
Yeah,
spend
if
their
you
time
could
doing that, you know what I mean?
make money doing that. I think that's what like if you see that they're like that's what they want to do and you give them goals and metrics like okay, make sure you do this many edits, make sure you're live streaming this amount of time, like try to get 2 new streamers on your feed a day, whatever.
Right.
Like give them little goals that they'd be stoked about so that they could progress towards. That's what I would do.
Yeah, 100%. She just doesn't understand any of it, so she's
Right.
like,
I mean, shit'll probably change by the time my girl's 17.
yeah,
so,
you're
like,
gonna be like, why do you have Oculus
what the fuck are
on
you
all the
talking
time?
about?
Take your
Trying to be pretty open-minded.
your digital contacts out and look at like talk to me.
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm working, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's sick, dude. Yeah, that sounds like a solid 2024.
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna be dope, regardless what you choose to do with it. It's like your mind powers, like, dude. For whatever reason, I like because Judy's parents are selling their house. I accidentally stumbled upon Steve the other day. I did some photos for Gershon, his realtor. It was like in Steve's neighborhood. So then Steve's like, "Oh, we're gonna go look at a house," and it was like up the street. It wasn't like the Ridges, but it was like next door to it. So it was like $1 million houses. And we looked at this house, and it was like fucking pimp. It was like it had it listed for like almost 2 or something, like 1.7 or whatever. They got it down to like 1.5. But I don't know if he actually went through with it. I haven't talked to him recently. But in that neighborhood, there was like 3 other houses for sale. In Mikey's neighborhood, there's like 3 or 4 houses for sale. And these are all like nice neighborhoods. Judy's parents' neighborhood, there's like 3 houses for sale. So like based on the market and like shit that I'm seeing, like we went to that real estate thing. People are like saying we're in like a silent recession is like what they called it. No one's really talking about like the pressure they're feeling financially, like including myself. Like we felt financial pressure. And like debt is going up, the Fed went up, everything is like more expensive, food, whatever. And a lot of people aren't talking about it because they're like on fucking the internet saying they're like buy my fucking course on how to not be broke or whatever. And then they're going through some sort of financial pressure. But every fucking business I've talked to experienced some sort of pressure 2023. So like I think what's happening now is like the general market, not just housing or whatever, but they're feeling the pressure, so they're making big plays like that, like trying to cash out on whatever they got to weather whatever's coming. But excuse me, even like in 2008 when the housing recession happened, not that anything probably that drastic will happen ever again, but like I forget, there's a movie like The Big Short, I think, or something, and they're like going around doing like market research, seeing like people like in real time like what's going on, and I kind of feel like similar, like in real time I see people that are like behind on their credit cards or their car payments. All the phony money from 2020 is like officially ran out, and it's like everything's way more expensive. So everything that was gassed, it's like boom, we hit the end, and it's like expensive. So people are making plays to try to figure shit out. But what I was gonna say is that even in 2008, the full like housing crash, like it happened in 2008, but that like you didn't see like the bottom out of homes or whatever till like 2011. So even if like the next couple of years are not great, like you still won't see the bottom out for like a few years, which I feel like the media and stuff is like definitely not trying to say like motherfuckers is late on their car payments and credit cards and people are selling their houses and shit, because that stimulates fear, and then that makes the market like the
do it
panics.
even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Like the stock market will panic, everything else will panic. So like, but vice versa, like what I was saying is you could thrive in any market. It doesn't matter what's going on, like doesn't matter what the narrative is, like there's always a way for you to create value and fucking get ahead, like when people are like stinking thinking. So like I feel like I don't have any fear about a negative or a down market. I don't have anything to lose. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. That's definitely, you have to be adaptable and just ready for anything, because I mean there's people in countries that are way worse off financially overall than us, and there are people that you see success stories all the time for people that figure it out. They put their nose to the grind and they knock out whatever they need to do, and travel to wherever they need to go, or like they just do it. You know what I mean?
You just gotta do it.
Yeah, like whatever, by any means. You know what I mean? No matter what the economy's doing, no matter who's the president, no matter any of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just have to win, and it's a mindset. It's like obviously shit like won't work the same way, so you gotta like just think of something different and create value and leverage your skills and whatever. But there's always a way. There's like always a way, even like to the point of like life, like there could be like a meteor strike, which has happened in the past, right? And life will find a way to like thrive.
Right, here we are.
Like, you know what I mean? Like anything could happen. This one book I'm reading, it's like The Three Magic Words. It talks about how like there was past ancient civilizations like the Atlanteans, and there was like other ones I forgot. There was like 2 or 3 other ones that were like here before like Jesus, before fucking the Egyptians, like all this shit that like passed down the basically law of attraction knowledge, all the whatever knowledge that we are now like simplifying and trying to sell on courses. But it was saying that like the reason that like the Atlanteans and other civilizations drowned was because the Earth's polarities reversed and the water rose and certain things. And like in every doctrine, it talks about like the Great Flood, like the Noah's Ark. Like in every religion, it has like some story connected to like something like that happened. So the poles reversed, the ocean rise, and it wiped out a whole civilization. Like that could happen today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and what I was talking with Judy about was like, people, obviously wealthy people have boats or whatever, like have a better chance of figuring shit out and the race would survive or whatever. But like people here, like anybody in this neighborhood or whatever, like, you know what I mean? The fucking ocean starts rising and the water's here. There's no boat. Like what the fuck? Like a lot of people would get wiped out, and that could happen. Like who's to say a volcano erupts or a fucking ocean rises, like at any moment. You know what I mean?
Up the street, basically. A couple
down the street,
up,
pop off on your ass.
Right, for sure.
So, all that to say that don't take life too serious.
No,
I think
sure,
I don't know.
Sure.
That's my
take
whole
it seriously
shit.
in the right ways, and then but let it negatively affect you. You know what I mean?
Even then, it's like not that serious. That's how I want this podcast to be. It's like so many people are so focused on the how money, how success. This is how you fucking win.
Yeah.
Rah rah rah. Which it is important. Like all of that information is valuable, but also it's not that serious. Like I don't know. You could be successful with a fucking $30,000 job or whatever. Like my parents, I feel like my parents are a huge success story. Like they came from another fucking country. They didn't know English. They learned English. They fucking got a good job. They bought a house. They raised a family. Like there's so many odds against them. Like, that they did all these things. Like that's a success story. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're cool. They're happy. They're retired. Whatever the fuck. Actually, they're not retired yet, but they're about to retire, and so that's a success story. It's like success is just however you choose to define it, and I think it's just the quality of life that you choose to experience. And
I take that back. It's not that serious.
It's not that fucking
No,
serious.
no,
Nothing's that serious. It's all good.
Yeah.
Everything will work out. And the thing is, like, what's the worst that can happen? You die. Like, okay,
Yeah.
your soul is unlimited. Like, who knows what's beyond this life? Like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna like cease from existence. So it's
Yeah.
like everyone
And that's
has
the
to die.
inevitable as well.
anyways.
So it's like, yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, all
Yeah.
that to say, it's been pretty fucking good. I think we're right on like about an hour. Any last words?
Man, so to anybody watching this, like he said, don't take life too seriously. Just do what you love and treat who you love, with kindness and the most utmost respect. And then not only who you love, but everybody you meet on a day-to-day basis. And remember to, go after all the opportunities, any thought, dream, thing that you have in your head that you want to accomplish. You can do it.
Let's fucking go.
You just gotta look for the red cars and knock
Let's
that
go.
shit out. So
There you go.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, bro. Where can the people find you?
So pretty much all platforms. My @ is just Austin is Rude. So @ Austin is Rude, one word. My name is Austin Rudin.
Google him. You'll find some cool songs.
Yeah, I'm also an artist as well as videographer. So yeah,
There you go. All right, guys. It's been real.
let's go.
Peace.